Hello, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. Good afternoon. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to get the watch party up on the recipe page because it's a recipe page. They love recipes and they're all so fun on there. That's one of my favorite Facebook pages is the recipe page. So let me get this up so they can join in because I love chatting with you guys while we're cooking. That's one of my favorite things. We're going to make some yummy things. We're going to make a jar salad, which is so fun because you can mix and match and make it your own. However, like whatever your favorite vegetables are, whatever your favorite proteins are, you can mix and match. And then my favorite Creamy Chipotle Balsamic dressing. It's my favorite right now. Amy, hi Amy. Hello, Megan from Toronto. Thank you for joining. Okay, we got it up. So now we can get cooking. Let's get cooking. Let me just make sure this is up. Okay, we are up and running. So we're going to start with our chickpea, our cherry, chickpea blondie, muggy, overload. How did I name it? I named it cherry, overload, chickpea, blondie, muggy. Or like a mug cake, but it's a blondie. So we're going to start with that. So what you're going to need is a mug, and you're going to want kind of a larger mug, not like a really little one. Joyce, hi Joyce, thank you for watching. So this is like a good size. You could do a little bit bigger. You could do even, if you have those microwave, I used it for the pumpkin spice latte mug cake. You could use those too. I got that at Aldi's. It's a microwave safe little dish pan thing. Those would work too. But I'm just going to use a mug for this because it worked really well. So we're going to put this on our scale. We're going to zero our scale. And we're going to take some canned chickpeas. Now, I already blended these because Marcy, I think I saw her. She joined. Hi, Marcy. She said this, like, changed my whole life. She said that she blends a whole can of chickpeas and then just leaves it blended in her fridge. I've been doing that. Oh, my goodness. It has saved me so much time. And now I'm like, oh, let's make something chickpea because I already got blended chickpeas. So I was blending them like batch by batch, just little bits by little bits. Who's got time for that? So I just blend it up. I have like this hand blender, immersion blender. You could do it in a food processor. You could do it by hand if you want to use a fork in your muscles. Then you don't have to go to the gym ever. Hello, Shani Boo. Hello, Shani Boo on Instagram. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Pat, hi from West Virginia. Marcy, there you are. Yes. It is amazing. It has changed my life. That was amazing. So we're going to do 3 ounces chickpeas. This is kind of like the breakfast chickpea recipe in my volume 1. It's like the last breakfast recipe in volume 1. But we're not going to use any peanut butter, and we're making it in the microwave instead of baking it. So you could do that recipe in a mug cake also, which is kind of fun. Rada, hello from Belgrade. Oh, hello. Thank you for joining. All right, so we're going to do 3 ounces chickpeas. This is just canned chickpeas. I drained them. I didn't rinse them. You could rinse them. And then I just blended them up. And then they've been just sitting in my fridge. So we're going to do 3 ounces, which is half of our protein. I'm going to get to 3. Now, you could do your banana in here first and then mash that up. It's a little bit easier, but I forgot about that until right now. But that's okay, because we're going to add 3 ounces banana. Banana, you don't really taste the banana at all in this recipe. It just really sweetens things up. Banana is like the sugar-free natural sweetener of everything. It's so fun. Okay, so we're going to do 3 ounces banana. This is a little banana, so 2.6, pretty close. So I'm going to grab one more banana. I made one of these kind of like this, but I made it for lunch, and my banana was exactly 3 ounces, and it was the whole banana. I had to like stand there and just soak in the exactness. It was so fun. 2.9, we want 3 ounces, which is half of our fruit. All right, so there we go. We got 3 ounces. So now we're just going to kind of mash this all up. We're going to mash our banana, get it real nice and soft into our chickpeas. I'm going to mash and mix it all together. The riper your banana, the sweeter this will be. So my banana had just like a little bit of brown spots, but you don't want it like all brown and nasty, because I think there is a point where it gets too brown. Dawn, hello from sunny Florida. Welcome, Dawn. Hello in sunny Minnesota. It's actually like almost 60 today. Yesterday was almost 70, so we got a warm wave. Thanks for sending it all the way from down South Florida. I bet it came from there. I'm not sure, but thank you for the sun sending it this way. All right, so we have our banana and our chickpeas. Then we're going to add just a pinch of baking powder. Now, if you're not comfortable with baking powder, skip it. But it gives it just a little bit of lift. So I would say like a 4th teaspoon or an 1/8 teaspoon, or just a pinch. It's not too particular. Then we always add a pinch of salt. Let me grab my salt. I forgot to grab that. Whenever you're working like with fruit or baking with fruit, you always want to add salt because it brings out that sweetness of the fruit in there. And when you're using coarse sea salt, you can use a little bit more than if you were using fine grained sea salt. That can get really salty really fast, but coarse sea salt, you can use quite a bit amount before it starts really tasting like that. So then we're going to mix this up again. Get all our salt. And then this is where it gets fun. So you can add some extracts in here. I'm going to add a little bit of almond extract because almonds and cherry goes really well together. So I'm going to grab my almond extract. And we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon or so, or a splash. You could do a whole teaspoon if you want. Noreen, mad scientist. Pretty close. This is where we get our potions and all of our chemicals and put them in there. I have been called by someone's husband. They called me an evil genius. I'm going to take that as a compliment. That is so funny. Then we're going to add, for our breakfast grain, we're going to add 1 ounce of oats. Now, the oats, I've only used regular rolled oats. These are organic, regular rolled oats, but you could use quick oats. I think that would work just fine. Steel cut oats, you might want to cook them a little bit longer. It'll give them a little bit of a harder texture, but I don't think it's too important which one you pick. Hi from North Carolina. Made your zucchini quiche roll Monday night. It was great. Yay! I'm so glad you made it. It was really fun. So I'll let you in on a secret. That was the first time I've ever made that recipe. I kind of had the recipe in mind, and I'm like, I had made something kind of similar, but not like taco and that kind of stuff. So I'm like, we're doing this, and we're going to do it on live, and it's going to turn out. And it did. It was really good. I had it 2 days. It was fabulous. Yes, I'm so glad you liked it. Noreen, that's it. Evil genius. You guys are hilarious. All right, so we're going to do 1 ounce oats for our grain. 7, 8. 1 ounce. Okay. So now we're going to mix all this up, and this is going to be our dough, our chickpea dough. And Amy, Bible study tonight. I think it's going to be Kelly sharing. We have a live Bible study on Love of God Family Church Facebook page and my personal Facebook page. I share it on there, and it's really fun. You're in my kitchen again, but over there at our dining table. And my sister Kelly, she's the admin of the recipe page. She's going to be sharing tonight. So if you want to join in, it's a really fun time. It's really small and just intimate, and it's online, and we answer your questions and stuff. It's very fun. Did Kelly like it? She said she was on the fence about it. Oh, the quiche roll. She did like it. She said, because she ate it both days, and she said, oh, this is really good. So I was glad that she liked it, and it wasn't too spicy. Randy, hi from Tennessee. Are these recipes written anywhere, or can you get them, or can you go over the ingredients? So the quiche roll, the taco quiche roll recipe, that's the recipe you're looking for. That is on my website, weightlossrecipescookbook.com, in the Pinterest recipes tab. This recipe is not in a cookbook yet, this exact one. I have one that's pretty close, but it has like peanut butter in it. That's in my volume 1 cookbook. It's the last breakfast recipe in volume 1. It's the chickpea breakfast blueberry something something something. It has a pretty long name. And then, so we have 3 ounces chickpeas, 3 ounces banana, a pinch or a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, not too particular, half a teaspoon almond extract, a pinch of salt, and then an ounce of oats. That's what we have in here so far. So then, is this going to be replayed? I'm having audio problems. Oh no, Janice, I'm sorry. Yes, there will be a replay of this. Maybe try exiting this video, refreshing the page. It might help. Yes, but this will be posted again. It'll be posted on my Facebook, my Instagram, and my website, weightlossrecipescookbook.com. So you can find this again and again and again. And my YouTube page. I have a YouTube page. I kind of forget about that one, but I have one. All right, so now with this, our dough is kind of thick, so we're going to kind of make a little indent. Let me show Instagram. We're going to make an indent because this is where I'm going to put all of the cherries in there. And I just have some frozen cherries. I've never tried this with fresh cherries, but I bet that would be good too. So you're going to want to kind of make a pretty big indent because cherries are quite big. We get 3 ounces. That's quite a lot because we have our half of fruit in here with the bananas. All right, but we don't want to have the bottom open. You want to make sure that there's stuff on the bottom. So let me show you that. See, it's kind of like a tube. Okay, so we're going to put this back on our scale. Zero this scale. And here's my cherries. I just have some frozen cherries. I get them at Walmart. They're just organic, dark, sweet cherries. They're pitted. I have found, what was I having? I think I was having a parfait and I found a pit in one of them. So chew carefully just in case there's a pit. So we're going to do 3 ounces right in the middle of our mug right here. Just frozen. Don't have to thaw them. 1, 2. Got 2. Whoops. Spitting cherries. Just one more. 2.9. Let's get a little dinky dinky one. Perfect. 3 ounces. Okay. So this is what it should look like. So it should have all the cherries, and you can kind of push them into the center just a little bit more, but not too particular because they will kind of cook down into there. So this is the easy part. We're just going to put this in the microwave for, I'm going to do it 4 minutes. Every microwave is so different. So you can adjust the time after you cook it in there, and if it comes out and it's still like super runny or like mushy gushy, then you can just microwave it another minute. Or you might have to reduce the time to like 3 minutes. So you could test it a little bit, see how your microwave does things. I tried because I've seen other recipes for mug cakes, and with other recipes, not like the chickpea one. And usually I have to increase the time with my microwave because usually they say like, you put it in for like 2 minutes or like a minute, and ooh, that is not done. So I usually do like 3-4 minutes. I'm gonna grab a napkin because I have cherries all over my hands. And while that's cooking, we're going to start on our jar salad. Now jar salads are really fun. They're really good like if you're going to travel, or if you want to just go somewhere, or if you want to just meal prep in your fridge and have a bunch of salads in there. It's all about the layering. So you want your really wet ingredients on the bottom and then your lettuce on the top. That's how you don't get like soggy, squishy lettuce. So I literally had to go to the store and buy a bigger jar because regular ball jars are just not big enough for the big salads we get to have, which is so awesome. Randy, I do not use microwave ovens. Is there another way to cook it? There sure is. You could make this as muffins. You could make this as cookies, and you could bake it. I would bake it 375 for about 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on how like really done you like it. And then if you make it like into cookies, you could just put a cherry on top of each cookie or something like that. Yeah, so you can bake this. This would be very easy to bake. Nicole, hey, my daughter is here from out of town and first time to see her in 3 months. Won't be able to stay, but wanted to say hello. Oh, Nicole, how fun. Say hello to your daughter. I think it was Nicole's husband. No, it wasn't. But yes, say hello to your daughter and have a fabulous time. Thank you for stopping and saying hello. Nicole is so nice, and she makes beautiful recipes and beautiful foods. It is so fun. Okay, so I got this big old jar. I don't even know how big this is. It's big because we get big salads. So I'm going to just place this whole jar on my scale, and we're gonna make our dressing first. Another win with this, like jar salad, is you only mess up, or you only get dirty like one bowl, because we're just gonna make it all in this one big thing, which is really fun. So I'm gonna zero this scale. We're gonna move this over. So we're gonna start with our creamy balsamic chipotle dressing. This is like my favorite dressing right now. It's just, oh, I don't know. I could eat it almost without the salad. It is so good. So we're gonna do 2 ounces plain Greek yogurt. My favorite ingredient, I think, ever is plain Greek yogurt. And this is my favorite brand. It's super thick and creamy. I get it at Aldi's. It's whole milk Greek yogurt. The Walmart brand whole milk Greek yogurt is pretty good too. But this one takes the cake. This is the best. It's Friendly Farms, just whole milk. Yeah, it is my favorite. It doesn't give you that, like, sometimes some Greek yogurts will give you that, like, twang, and you're like, ooh, what is that? This does not. It's just so thick and creamy. So we're going to do 2 ounces, which is 1/4 of our protein. We're just going to plop it right in the bottom of our jar. Oop, that's too much. 2.4. We want just 2. I kind of like to add the Greek yogurt first in case I add too much. Then I can kind of scoop it back out and put it back in here without it being contaminated with all the other ingredients. Okay, so we have our 2 ounces Greek yogurt. Now I'm going to take just straight up balsamic vinaigrette. Or not vinaigrette, vinegar. Now, I don't know if there's different kinds of balsamic vinegar, but I just get this at Walmart, and I think it's non-GMO. I try to eat as much organic as I can, but sometimes you just do the best you can. And our mug cake is done, so we'll pause our salad. Ooh! My cherries kind of exploded a little bit. That's why it's called cherry overload. So make sure you got a pretty big mug. If you saw the picture, it kind of had cherry on the outside of my mug too. Make sure I don't burn myself. Not too bad. So here is our cherry overload Muggie. I'll get a spoon and I'll show you the insides. Now you can kind of tell when it's done because it kind of separates from the side of the mug. So it's kind of coming off the side of the mug, and you can kind of like poke it and it's a little stiff. Well, not the cherries. Don't poke the cherries. Those will not be stiff. All right, so let me grab a spoon, or I'll just grab this fork. And what's nice about this is there's no egg, so you could, if you like things more of like an ooey gooey texture, or kind of like more cookie dough, more raw kind of stuff, which I kind of like doughy stuff, then you could cook it like a little bit less and have it more of a ooey gooey thing. Ooh, that looks so good. Here's the yellow, and then we got all of our yummy cherries in there. Let me show Instagram so you can see the yellow. Oh, and it smells so good. So here's what it looks like. We got our cherries, and what's cool is with the cherries in the center, so the center stays a little bit softer than the outside, but then the outside has a really nice texture. So with this breakfast, you would side it with 1/2 of a protein. So I'm going to top mine with, of course, Greek yogurt. And I'm going to do 1/2 ounce of peanut butter for my other 1/4 of a protein. So we're going to zero the scale. And I really like to make things kind of pretty. There's something about pretty food, it kind of tastes better. Is that just me, or does pretty food kind of taste a little bit better? It does sometimes. So I take like this ice cream scoop, or I don't even know, is this a cookie scoop? What is this? I have no clue. I just bought it at a store. So I like to take this and do it with my yogurt. And this comes out to about 1 ounce. So 2 ounces is your 1/4 of a protein, which I usually do. So we're going to zero our scale, and we're going to do 1 ounce exactly. And it's just so pretty. If you're into making your food pretty, hey, if we're going to be in the kitchen all day, cooking 3 meals a day, you might as well make it pretty and enjoy it. Ooh, get a tish bit more. And one thing I have noticed is whole milk yogurt weighs a little bit more than like a skim milk yogurt or not a whole milk yogurt. That you kind of get a little bit more because it's a little bit runnier. So then I'm going to get some peanut butter. We're going to drizzle that on top. I'm going to grab a knife. So we have a half of our protein with the chickpeas, a fourth of our protein with the Greek yogurt, and then we're going to do the last fourth with peanut butter. You could just do 4 ounces Greek yogurt. You could do a half ounce of nuts on top if you want, but I'm going to do some drizzly peanut butter. Half an ounce isn't like a lot per calorie wise, even though we don't count calories. Because some recipes, I mean, those call for like 2 ounces peanut butter for like the whole recipe, and I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of peanut butter. Just going to keep drizzling it till we get to 0.5 or half an ounce, depending on what kind of scale you have. 0.5, exactly. So here is our finished product. You get stuff on top, stuff inside, and it was done within like 7 minutes, I would say it took to make this whole thing. And then you could take this back to your bed, get out some reading, enjoy your beautiful breakfast in the morning. My favorite. It is so fun and so easy and so quick. All right, so we're done with the peanut butter. So now back to our jar salad, back to our creamy balsamic dressing. Oh, Gretchen, thank you. Welcome, Gretchen. Okay, so we have 2 ounces Greek yogurt, and then we're going to add 1 ounce of balsamic vinegar. You could use other vinegars, but I really like the taste of balsamic vinegar. I could almost do just balsamic vinegar straight on a salad. I have, and I really like it. Carol, that looks amazing. It really does. It really is. And how easy. I like amazing and easy things. Because who wants to spend all morning in the kitchen slaving over a stove or waiting for something to cook in the oven and you're like, come on, I got to get some breakfast. Okay, so we have 1 ounce balsamic, 2 ounces Greek yogurt, and then this is just a chipotle seasoning blend I put together. I think it's pretty much onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, like a pinch of cayenne pepper, and then some chipotle pepper powder. So you could just do like a pinch of each of those if you want. Natalie, what do you like to read? Well, my favorite thing in the morning is to read my Bible. I get in there. I've been spending a lot of time in Psalms right now, so it's kind of fun. Bobby, that looks delicious. It is. Beverly, love you, love you. Let's Get Cooking shows. I've missed it while traveling without internet. Glad I can watch today. Thank you for joining, Beverly, and thank you for joining us live. It's so fun. But how fun to travel, too. That is so fun. All right, so we're going to do half a teaspoon of this just chipotle seasoning blend, but you could just a pinch of each spices, or you could do whatever spices you want. That's the fun part of this. So I'm just going to wipe this off because it has almond extract, and I don't think that would taste too good in a salad. All right, so we're going to do half a teaspoon of this. This is kind of like what it looks like because of the onion powder. It makes it a little bit whiter. So we're just going to plop that in there. Then we're going to whisk this up. Just get it all mixed in. Oh, it smells so good. But yeah, this is my favorite dressing. I could almost eat this without the salad as like a savory yogurt. This would be good like on an omelet or something. As like a drizzle on top. So this is what it ends up looking like in the bottom of our jar. It's just creamy and delicious. And it smells so good. It's got a little bit of that vinegar spiciness. Alright, so now this is where the technique of the jar salad comes in, so then you don't get soggy food, or if you're adding fruit, I'm going to add fruit because this is going to be my lunch tomorrow. So if you're adding fruit, this kind of keeps the fruit from turning brown. So now we get to chopping. I'm going to move this over, and we're just going to keep adding our stuff on top. So I'm going to do some avocado for my fat. because all we have in here right now is 1/4 of our protein. So this is where you can kind of mix and match and make it your own. If you have like some chicken or some tuna, you could add that as the rest of your protein. I haven't really decided yet what, oh, I did decide. I have a hard-boiled egg, so it's 1/2 of a protein. So then I have 1/4 of a protein left, which I have some roasted, just some squash seeds. So that's what I'm going to add, a 1/2 ounce of this for the rest of my protein. But we're going to add that more towards the top because they're more dry, and they'll make a nice layer between our wet stuff and our lettuce. So I'm going to do 2 ounces avocado for my fat. So we're going to dice this up and add this right on top of the dressing. This will keep this from turning brown. I'm going to grab a spoon. So I zeroed my scale. Cool fact about avocados is you have about 5 minutes before they're ripe and then they turn rotten on you because they don't have patience. They're not a very patient fruit. You can, so let's say I only want 2 ounces and now I don't know what to do with the other half of this perfectly ripe avocado. Freeze it. I like to take a baggie or a container and then you put 2 ounces in there, you freeze it, and then it thaws perfectly. Then you have perfect avocado just waiting for you in the freezer, and then it doesn't turn brown. It is great. It does thaw a little bit mushier than if you have just a fresh one, but it still tastes great on salads. You can mix it with some Greek yogurt and some, I don't know, hot sauce or some taco seasoning and make like a dressing. That's really yummy too. Okay, so now I'm going to add my fruit. I'm going to do 6 ounces total, some grapes and an apple. So I have just a bowl of vinegar. We're going to wash my apple off. And then I have a bowl of just clean water. That's my favorite thing to just do my apples in. All right, so then we're going to dice our apples. And you're going to want your apples like closest to your dressing so then it doesn't turn brown, because apples like to turn brown. If you're going to wait like 3 or 4 days before you have the salad, I don't know if I would do apples. I might take apples and maybe toss them in a little bit of lemon juice first, because lemon juice keeps things from browning. But that's just, if you don't mind your apples getting a little brown. But they do last about a day in the fridge, and they're fine. So we're going to do this whole apple. Get rid of these seeds. Just going to throw that in. Gotta get these seeds out. Okay, then we're going to dice this one up. You could do different fruits. You could do pineapple, frozen blueberries are really good in a salad. Those are all really fun things. This is where you can kind of mix and match and make it your own. So my apple came out to 3.5. So that's why I kind of say sometimes in my recipes, you'll see where I say 6 ounces total. So then usually, like if it's a banana and something else, usually it'll be like 1 whole banana, and then the rest to finish it off will be the other fruit. So like this, my apple was 3.5, so now I like to dice my grapes in half. Otherwise, that's a really big bite of grapes. So we're going to finish off the 6 ounces with some halved grapes. You could use green grapes or red grapes or other kind of grapes or whatever fruit you like. Pears are really good on a salad. Frozen blueberries, pineapple, those are all really good on salads. And I think they would go really good with like the chipotle dressing. Kind of make it like a tropical taco or chipotle-ish. Alright, so we're getting there. We got 5.7, 6 ounces, perfect. So now, to make sure that my fruit doesn't brown, I'm just going to toss them just a little bit in the dressing just to kind of coat them. And that will keep my avocado from turning brown. It'll just kind of keep everything nice and fresh in there. Okay. So now we're going to start adding our vegetables. Now you want to start with your most watery vegetables first. So if you're doing cucumbers, I would add that on the bottom. I don't have any cucumbers today, but I do have some tomatoes and onions, so we're going to add those first. I just have some little cherry tomatoes. They're so fun. And this is the part where you can add, you could do cooked vegetables on top. Cooked vegetables are surprisingly really good on a salad, roasted veggies. And I like to cut my tomatoes really little because tomatoes are not my favorite vegetable. Well, they actually are a fruit, but they're not my favorite vegetable. So I like to cut them really small so you don't get a big old bite of cherry tomatoes. Nice these small, and then we'll add them on top. So now I'm going to zero the scale. So now we're just going to build 6 ounces of vegetables on here. Put this in. Now we'll do some onion. My favorite are the Vidalia, what are they, sweet onions or Vidalia onions. This one's been in the fridge, so I don't think it should make me cry this time. But you never know. So I'm just going to dice this nice and small. You could add some garlic in here too. That would be really yummy in the dressing also. So we're up to 2 ounces. Just kind of make sure everything's in a nice flat layer. Now I'm going to add just some colored bell peppers. I have just some mini ones. What are these? Mini peppers. These are really fun. I like the little mini ones. I'm going to wash these off. Chop these nice and small. And then we'll just throw them on top. So we're at 3.9. I think I'll leave this one because I like a lot of lettuce. I am a lettuce person. My favorite is the spring mix lettuce because I like all the different textures it has. It has all these different things, baby lettuces, greens, and radicchio. I have no clue. So my favorite is the spring mix. It does get a little, a friend told me, so to keep it from getting like the icky, soggy leaves, when you take out lettuce, then just kind of fluff it up a little, and it helps keep it nice and airy, nice and dry, so then you don't get lettuce leaves like this, where they're just soggy and wilty and nasty. And that has really helped. I heard you can put a paper towel in there, and that'll take some of the moisture. So now we're going to add our lettuce on top because we have a nice layer of everything. So we're going to just keep adding our vegetables till we're at 6 ounces. 6.1, we want exactly 6. Oops. I don't know where that went. I'll find it later. 6 ounces, perfect. So now we're going to add the rest of our protein. So I'm going to take my hard-boiled egg. This is my favorite way to, if you're not like going to just eat this egg plain, if you're going to chop it and put it on a salad, this is my favorite way to get it out. So you're going to take your knife, this is not peeled, and you're just going to chop it right in half. Like so. So we have half of an egg here. Then you're going to take your knife and you're going to take it and slide inside the shell and the egg, and you're just going to slide it all the way around. Try not to get any eggshells inside the egg. Oops, dropped a little bit of yolk. Maybe do it over your bowl. And I always like to weigh my egg because I get my eggs from a farm, and they're always really different sizes and different weights. So 1 egg should weigh 2 ounces. There you go. You have a clean shell, and your egg is right in there. So we're going to do it with the second one. This has a little bit of peel. You just kind of want to watch out and make sure that no eggshell gets on the white, because sometimes it likes to go inside. Then it just pops right out. Because because sometimes when you peel an egg, you lose half of your egg in the peeling. So this came out to 1.9. So we can add just like a pinch more of nuts to finish off that little extra. Or if you're fine with 1.9 egg, that is perfectly fine. So I'm going to chop my egg just a little bit so it's nice and chopped in here. But you don't want to press your lettuce down too much because we don't want it to wilt by the time we have this salad tomorrow. All right, so now to finish off my protein, I just have some roasted squash seeds. So I'm going to add a half ounce of this for the last fourth of my protein. So I'm going to zero the scale. We're just going to add this on top. You could do cheese. Blue cheese is really good. Oh, perfect, half an ounce. You could do walnuts. You could do some meat on top, some roast deli meat. That would be roast beef deli meat. That would be yummy. Just make sure you check your labels on those for sugar and the first 3 ingredients because it's kind of hard to find a deli meat without sugar in it. So here we have our beautiful layered salad. So then I just put the top on, put it in my fridge, and then wherever I'm taking this or whenever I'm ready to have lunch, you just shake it all up and you have a perfectly tossed salad, perfect for travel. Your lettuce does not get like wilty and nasty and like gooey. It's just perfect. So you got easy breakfast, easy lunch, ready for the next day. It is so fun. You could make this as chopped salads where you like chop like, instead of lettuce, you could do like cabbage or you could do other things. You could do like coleslaw mix in here or lots of carrots and stuff, that kind of thing, where it's not like lettucey, and then you can have it all tossed and nice and just in a jar waiting for you. So fun, so easy. You could meal prep the week, bake some chicken, have some chicken on top or grill some chicken. So fun. Sweetie, hello from Toronto. So happy to join you today. Amy, I've never heard of squash seeds. Yes, you take the seeds out of your squash and you roast them. Isaiah, I've never seen an egg peeled like that before. My dad actually showed me that. It was pretty clever because you peel the egg and you lose half of your egg in the peeling because it never peels nice. And then, it's so annoying. But yeah, a knife is your best friend. Carol, you have given me lots of really good ideas. Thank you so much for doing this video. No boring food for you, that's for sure. That's right, Carol. No boring foods here. So fun. I was going to say something else about, yes, the squash. So I saw this, a friend shared this to me. It was the coolest thing. So let's say you have a squash because it's like squash season right now. So you cut it open, you take all the seeds out, and then you have all that like squash and the stringy stuff. So what do you do with that? This is what you can do. You take a pot, you put all the stringy stuff, get rid of the seeds, roast the seeds. That's really fun. You do it like 350, tiny bit of olive oil, and then just a sprinkle of salt. Bake it for 350, stir it every 10-15 minutes or so until nice and toasted. Or you can do it in an air fryer. I did it like 390, and then I stirred it every like 5-10 minutes just to make sure, and they turned out so crisp, so beautiful, so nice. I'll show you them. You can just hear that crunch. It's perfect. How long does the spring mix last in the jar? I would say that this would last up to 3 to 4 days, I would guess, because there's nothing touching it, or nothing like wet touching it, so it should be okay in the jar for like 3 to 5 days. But you can take those, like the stringy stuff of the squash that you're not going to eat anyways, put it in a pot with some water, and then boil it. And you can make your own pumpkin broth. I did that, and then I made like a pumpkin soup with it after. Oh, it was so good. So I like boiled it, and then I simmered it for about, I would say, an hour. And then I strained it so you don't get all like the stuff in there. And then you have a beautiful just pumpkin vegetable broth. How easy is that? Because you can make your own vegetable broth. You just take like the odds and ends of all your vegetables, like the butts of onions or like the bottom of celery. Put it in a baggie, stick it in the freezer until you get enough, and then you can make your own vegetable broth. Just add some water and boil it. Then you got vegetable broth. Or just buy it in the store. That's pretty easy too. Then you don't have to like the baggie out, put everything in there. But yeah, you can do that with pumpkin, and it's so fun. So that is the fun part. And then you can make a beautiful jar salad with some pumpkin seeds. You could do some roasted squash in here and have like a fall salad. You could put some pumpkin spice in your balsamic dressing instead of chipotle. And that just would mix it up. Just make it really fun. Like Carol said, no boring boring food here. Sweetie, do you peel the skin off to get the edible part? I don't. So what I do, I have a squash right here. My friend gave me a delicata. Is that how you say it? Or delicata? I don't know. You take one of these, and what I did is I cut it in half. Then I take a spoon and I just scoop out all the seeds, and I just put that in a big bowl. And then I take this and I roast this with the two faces. But then that stuff, which is kind of fun, you squeeze it and you get all the seeds out, separated, and then you have like all the stringy and like all the squash parts, and then you just put that in a pot, and then do about, depending on how much you have, I did about that much water over my squash because I wanted it pretty watery. And after you let it simmer for a while, it gets pretty nice in there. And yeah, it turns into this nice, beautiful broth that you can add to any soups, and it's just delicious. But yeah, those are the things we made today. I'll be posting the recipe for this mug cake later today sometime. Today or tomorrow, it'll be posted, so then you can find out how to make your own cherry overload chickpea blondie muggie. It's so easy, or you can bake it in the oven. So this will be breakfast and lunch tomorrow. It was so fun cooking with you guys. If you are in the Minnesota area, or if you want to drive or fly in, it would be so fun. This Sunday, November 8th, I said November 9th last week, that was wrong. It's November 8th, this Sunday, at 829 North Tower Road, Fergus Falls, Minnesota. I'm going to be doing a live, in-person cooking, Let's Get Cooking show event, and I'll be recording it live. So I know Marcy, she had Google mapped it, and it's a 9-hour drive, which, hey, 9 hours, it would be so fun. But anyways, that is quite a ways to drive. But we're going to be doing a live event, and I will also be recording it live. There's going to be prizes and giveaways and just fun stuff the whole time. Bring your favorite cute like little coffee mug or tea mug because we'll have free coffee and tea there. And then I'm going to be doing so much cooking. I'm going to have people come up and help me cook. It's just going to be a really fun time. I'm going to bring all my like fun gadgets and ingredients and all this stuff. We're going to make such fun things. So if you are doing Brightline eating, you might want to save some of your fruit and protein because there are going to be some free samples. I'm going to make a bunch of things and everybody's going to get to test it all. So if you're in the Minnesota area or you want to come in or you're close to us, it'll be at 2 p.m. at 829 North Tower Road in Love of God Family Church. There's 2 big white buses. You can't miss it. Sweetie, I was asking about the squash seeds. Do you remove the outer skin to get the good parts? No. The squash seeds pretty much... Okay, so this is an apple seed. That's kind of what a squash seed looks like. It's not inside. So this is, here's one, it kind of broke open. My squash are from my garden, so some of them were a little bit like older. So this one had broken open, but usually they just look like this. It's not like a sunflower seed where there's a kernel inside because this is the part that you eat. You get to eat the whole thing. So there's no like having to break it open and get anything out. You just put these and roast them, which is pretty easy. You can do the same thing with pumpkin seeds, spaghetti squash seeds, any kind of like squash or pumpkin. You can take the seeds and roast them, which is really fun. So I'm excited I'm going to fry this or roast this up tomorrow and try it. I've never tried delicata squash, but everybody has been raving about it, and my friend got me one, which was so nice, so I'm excited to try this. But yeah, if you're in the area, come out and join us Sunday, 2 p.m., It'll be such a fun time. Or join us online, 2 p.m. Central Time. We'll be recording this live. It'll be on the recipe page. I won't be able to answer the questions to you live, but I'm going to have my sister on the computer, and she'll be able to answer all your questions and give you tips and stuff. So if you didn't hear, oh, what did she add there? Kelly will be able to fill you in on those things. It's just going to be a really fun time. So thank you for cooking with me today. I will be back next Thursday at 2:30 p.m. right here on Facebook and Instagram and the recipe page. It'll be a fun time next week too. Send me some ideas. What should we make next week? Should we make a salad? Should we make something breakfast, something dinner, something fun? So send me some ideas. I love hearing from you guys. I knew I wanted to show you my favorite Chipotle dressing, and I knew I wanted to show you this, because I just created this, not too long ago. It was actually Nicole. Nicole had posted she was making the Blondies, and she just couldn't get them cooked, so she stuck it in the microwave. Now I'm like, microwave Blondies. So I made a cherry overload blondie, and It was good. So it was so good I had to share it with all of you. Carol, I hope your cooking class Sunday is a huge success. Looking forward to more of your videos. Where can I get today's recipes? Oh, Carol, that is so sweet. Thank you, thank you. This salad recipe is not a recipe yet, and it's just kind of, you throw it together, 2 ounces Greek yogurt, an ounce of balsamic vinaigrette, and then a half teaspoon of just seasonings. I made my own chipotle blend. And then this recipe I will be posting. It'll probably be tonight or tomorrow, depending on when I get some time. But yeah, that'll be posted, and then you'll see that one. Kelly, yes, I'll try my best to answer your questions like Natalie would. Kelly's pretty smart. Well, she's not pretty smart. She's really smart. She'll be good at it. Savory food for dinner time, please. Yes. All right. We'll do some savory stuff. Maybe I'll show you how to roast some squash seeds or what to do with a squash or something like that. Or we'll figure it out. We'll figure out something. It'll be really yummy, whatever it is, because it's always fun. All right. I could chat with you guys all day. So thank you for cooking with me. Thank you for coming out and hopping online and joining me today and all your questions. I love hearing from you guys. Make some cherry overload. Muggies. They're so good. Make a salad. It's so fun. Post it. Tag me in it. I love seeing all your recipes that you make. It's so fun. And then sharing it with everybody else, and everybody drools over it, and I drool over it. It is the funnest thing. All right. Love you guys. You have a great day, and you are only one thought away from a good day. Just remember, take that power back, change those thoughts, you change your day. All right, love you guys. With joy, Natalie. Oh, I think Kevin just popped on. Kevin Noland, you are the sweetest. Kevin sent my family a box in the mail. It was such a surprise. It was so fun, and he sent me this. It is a spoon rest. He's from Ireland. And, oh, we love our Irish friends. I'm on my mom's side, we are Irish, so it's always so fun. I was the redheaded child. I came out bright red, and then it did tone down. But, yeah, he sent me this. Isn't it adorable? It's a McMurphy, Luck of the Irish. Isn't it beautiful? A spoon rest. So thank you, Kevin. That was so nice of you. All the way from Ireland. I love it. He sent my brother a shillelagh stick and my sister this really cool like children's book, and it has all the pronunciation of the names. It is so fun. And then he sent my mother a beautiful mug. It was just the sweetest thing. Thank you so much, Kevin. We love you. From Minnesota to Ireland, we love you so much. Thank you. All right, Janice, thanks. Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you again, Kevin. You all have a beautiful day. Go make some yummy food and stay happy. All right, love you guys.